Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you're new here, hello. If you're not, welcome back. This is a currently inked video. Yeah, so I guess we'll just get into it. I'm considering inking up like an additional pen to the ones that I have currently inked, but I'm not hopping on it anytime soon. It's just something that I've been thinking about. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I have a handful of pens inked up this month. It's July 2026, and yeah, let's just get into it. The first pen I have inked up is the Pilot Kakuno, and it seems that this ink is like evaporating in the cap already. I've noticed, like there is some, you can see the ink. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that actually. You can see the ink in the cap there, and I haven't had this issue with other inks in my Kakuno, but I have noticed in the past that inks have darkened in here. I don't know what that's about, but I guess we'll see how far I get with it. So I saw Tess from Pixie Dust Press. For her summer inks, she used a bright red, which is Diamond Wild Strawberry. This is not that ink, but it inspired me to use a bright red for July. What is this? Oh yeah. And this is a Kobe ink. I believe this is how it's spelled. I'm just gonna check really quick. Yeah, okay. So this is Kobe number 4, Kitano Ijinkan Red. I think Ijinkan is how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But yeah, I don't have very many like bright red inks. I have a lot of like sort of maroon colors, but I wanted a bright red that was reminiscent of Wild Strawberry because I used to have Wild Strawberry, and when I saw that Tess had used it for summer, I was like, oh man, now I want Wild Strawberry. But I don't have a sample. I used it all up like years and years ago, so I went with this one. My next one is still inked from last month. This is my Kaweco DIY Glow Sport in, or my DIY Sport in the Glow Green. This one glows in the dark. It's very cool. I still have, or I re-inked, I guess, a cartridge. This has Urban's Vert Olive, which is very funny to me because this is another thing Tess and I were talking about, where my ink seems, it's a cartridge, it seems a lot more legible than her bottle of the ink, which is very interesting. But I have seen with other inks, sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time. Is this fine or medium? Medium. But I have seen with some other inks as well, that the ink in a cartridge will differ from the ink in a bottle, just slightly. But I think that might be the case here, where my pen is writing more legibly than the bottle of ink she has. But yeah, because I really like this ink for drawing, which is why it's still inked up. I brought this to California with me when I was there for 12 days, and I ended up using it all. I very rarely, I don't use cartridges very much because they take too long for me to use. But this one, I emptied the cartridge while I was there, and so I just popped a second one in. But yeah, so this is a very good green for drawing for me. It's as you can see in the Kaweco there, it's not the most legible, but I like it for drawing. So yeah, this is the first of 3 greens I have this month. So yeah, we'll just keep going. Next, we have my new baby. This is my Pelikan M400 in white tortoise. This is my baby. My parents gifted me this for graduating university. I'm very grateful for it, because it is a very expensive pen. I'm so lucky that my parents decided to get this for me. But yeah, I had it inked last month with Kiyono Oto Yamabukiro, and I used that in my I used that in my 5-year last month, and then I was like, well, I don't want to use this anymore. And so I wanted a green, but I didn't want something. I have a lot of olive green ink and warm toned greens. But for some reason, I wanted a cool toned green. I think it's because I'm using this for my daily journal this month, but I wanted a cool tone green, and I think the reason is because it's my dad's birthday month, and his favorite color is green, just all green, but he tends to lean more cool toned, and I tend to lean more olive, and so I figured I would use this for his birthday month. I was gonna let him pick, but I was afraid, like, pick an ink, but I knew he would pick one that I wouldn't like, because he would be like, I'll use this one, and then, or he would pick one for me to use, and I would start using it, and then just because I have bad luck, I would not like it, and then I would feel guilty about changing out of it, which is just, it's a whole thing. It's very silly, but I was too afraid to do that, so I just picked one myself. And believe it or not, this is a fine nib. I knew that Pelikan inks, or not inks, Pelikan pens were very wet writers, I've been told, and I've experimented with them. I've, like, tried my friends, and this is definitely no exception. I chose an ink that in my experience, had been a little drier, but it's writing wonderfully in here. So this is Diamine Green Umber. It's a really nice color. I think it's like it's very nice. It sort of reminds me of Urban's, is it Vert Atlantique? Kind of like that, but without, I think Vert Atlantique, I think that one has shimmer in it. But it's like that without the shimmer, which is good for me because I'm still afraid of shimmer. But yeah, I really like it, and I'm using this in my, today's July 2nd, so I've only written with it for one day, but it's a good pairing so far, even though, like, they are not a match at all. I'm getting braver about not matching pens and inks. Speaking of not matching pens and inks, this is my Lamy in the cream. I realize now I'm forgetting to write, like, the colorways in here, but it is what it is. So this is my Lamy Safari in the cream color. It has a black plated fine nib on it, because the nib it came with was a medium, and I've just been veering more fine recently, and so I decided I was going to use this. So let's go. This ink is the first time I've inked this in a pen, and I was very unsure about it because when I got it, I was like, oh man, it just looks black to me. But in a finer nib, you can really see how, like, it's very much an off black. It's like a gray green. I'll tell you more about it in a second. I don't want to get the red on my hand. I don't know if it, going back to my roots of covering the top and the bottom. So this is a Lennon Toolbar ink, and it is a exclusive from a pen shop in Toronto called Toronto Pen Shop. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that, but this is Distillery Green. From Toronto Pen Shop, and it's perfect because they are, the storefront is in the Distillery District in Toronto, which is like a historic district. It's very cool. They have a really good winter market in December, and I think it might even, I don't think it starts in November. I think that's too early. But in the winter they have a really nice winter market. It is freezing down there. I took my partner to it a few years ago, and they had fun because it's a really cool, like, it's not called a Christmas market anymore. It's just called a winter market to be more inclusive. But, like, for all intents and purposes, it is like a winter holiday market. But it's always very cool. I also like going in the summer because I can bring my dog, and my dog, it's a very pet-friendly place, and my dog loves people. So we just take her down there, and it's really fun. The last pen that I have inked is my TWSBI Bahama Yellow. There is a funny story about this. I don't know if I want to get into it. Okay, I will. I'll just talk about it. What happened was that I was cleaning this, and I dropped it on its nib, and the nib bent really badly. I tried to sort of bend the nib back into place very gently, and one of the tines broke, and I was like, Anyway, so yeah, that was terrible, and I basically was trying to figure out if I wanted to buy a new one, what I was gonna do, and I was extremely brave. Do not do what I do. I took a Schmidt nib, and I put a Schmidt nib and feed into the TWSBI, and it's working fine. I just took it out of the housing for the thing, and it's working fine. Um, yeah, don't do this at home, but it works for now. And people, please don't get mad at me in the comments. I'm very sensitive. But yeah, it's just a really weird thing that I did, and I tried it, and it works, and it's fine. But yeah, so there's a blue ink in here, as you can probably see. But yeah, it works pretty well. I've only had, like, it does hard start every so often, but that's to be expected given the fact that this nib is not made for this pen. But I did it, and it works, so it is what it is. What is this again? Oh, yeah. So this has a Schmidt medium nib, which is a very juicy nib, but it does have hard starts every so often because of the fact that this was not made for this. But I've been using it, and it's working pretty well. But this is a Birmingham ink. And I really like this ink. It's like a very sort of sky blue, and I like it, and I'm glad I got to use it in this pen, and I'm glad that I didn't have to, like, totally throw out this pen, because I did, I've heard that TWSBI has really good customer service, but I did email them, and I never got a reply, so I'm assuming they're just like, you messed up the nib, this is your problem, which is totally fair. I did mess it up, and I would have to, the problem with the Ecos is that you would have to purchase a whole new pen, because they don't sell the nibs by themselves. And I don't want to do that really. So I just I had this Schmidt nib, and I saw that it was relatively the same size, and I tested it out, and it's working so far. It's very scary. Please don't yell at me. But yeah, so those are the inks I have for this month. It's kind of a different palette for me. So yeah, those are all the inks that I have for the month of July in 2026. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a different color palette for me, and by different, I just mean that usually I have, like, a lot of greens and then brown, maybe an orange and a yellow, but I don't have an orange or a yellow or a brown right now, which is very strange for me. Yeah, I'm considering inking up a yellow because I want to use my other graduation pen, the one that I bought myself, which is the Sailor 1911 Pirate's Life. And I might put a yellow in that. I am also considering putting a document ink into a pen. Lauren from Jackalope Journals has been talking about the Sailor Fude de Manin pen for a long time, and I had one when I was first getting into fountain pens because I thought it would be good for drawing. I did not like the one that I had because I had the one with the wider angle. I think it's the 55-degree angle one, and I did not like it. I'm thinking of getting the one with the 40-degree angle for drawing because I've been drawing more again. The problem is I don't really shift my grip at all, so I'm not sure yet, but if I do get it, I would decide to put the pigment ink in there so I can use it for drawing, because I can show you. I've been experimenting with watercolor, and I painted this yesterday, actually. It's of a photograph I took while I was in California. It's the hills when you're driving through the grapevine. This is not exactly accurate because there's actually more ground cover, but it got the point across, and I kind of like it. So I was thinking of using a pigment ink for watercolor. That was just pencil. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I guess I forgot to bring you up close. So those are the colors I have. I feel like I am missing a yellow, so these are the colors I have for now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, or night, or time zone. Thank you so much again. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.